Micah Frankel for CageMinds.com. We're with the Hard Hitting Hillbilly,
What's up?
Kevin Croom.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting us. We are here at one of your sponsors. Tell us about where we're at.
We're at Albuquerque Drive Shaft in Albuquerque in the 505 area. You come in, get all your drive shaft needs taken care of. Dude, Gary here, man, he's taking care of me. He helps me out so much, even month to month, everything. You know, he's taking care of a lot of stuff for me. So I really appreciate you doing the interview here and giving it a little bit of exposure.
It's nice to be welcome somewhere. I thank them for welcoming us in.
It's nice and warm in here, huh?
Right, nicer than outside. Nice room and everything. And then we're here to talk about a main event fight. Every time you go home, the spotlight is on you. It's the second time in a row that you're going back home to Missouri and headlining a card when you're back there.
Heck yeah.
And again, because you're coming at home, it's a fighter you know. So tell us about the fight coming up.
Yeah, so this is, one of the things, it's Deyrek Ripley. I've known Deyrek probably since 2010. We've trained together a little bit. Super nice guy. This is one of those things that we both need a paycheck, and friendship doesn't pay the bills. I got mad respect for the kid. He's super awesome. Hopefully he feels the same way about me, right? But, a super nice guy. We need the money, and in this sport, if you like somebody, you're going to wind up fighting them. That's just how it is. That's kind of what it is. This matchup will be hometown, perfect in time for the holidays to get to go back. I'm super excited.
Talking about that, the title of this fight is great. We've got the Hard Hitting Hillbilly versus the Professor. Sounds like something straight out of wrestling. You both got the great nicknames to go in there, and we know you with the great amount of showmanship. So what are you expecting to happen in this fight?
We're Facebook friends, so you can see this. May's the southpaw. I'm orthodox. I've been, to tell you the truth, since my last fight, this kid, Deyrek, he's a very good grappler. I'd say he's pretty high-level purple belt. He's trained at ATT in Denver, all over. He's been around. Even before this matchup was set up, I've been doing gi jiu-jitsu over at Gracie Ba, and it's awesome, man. That's pretty much all I've been doing, really, is I've been rolling in the gi for about 2 or 3 months now, and just doing that and kickboxing, man. I'm just those are the two things that I really want to up in my game right now. So, sitting in this fighting a good grappler is pretty perfect for me. That being said, also I've been working my hands, Ray Yi, Albuquerque kickboxing. We've been hitting mitts all the time, and I'd like to get the KO. We'll see what happens.
Look at Deyrek's record, and if anybody checks that out on ShareDog, you can tell it's a grappler. I believe 11 wins by submission, and then also a majority, about 17 of his losses, come from the submission. So he finds a way to get it there, whether he's on top or not. It sounds like.
Yeah, I've seen him pull guard. Yeah, I've seen him pull guard. In a few fights. I know he wrestled in high school. Whatever. I don't want it to go to the ground. Not that I care. I want to stand up. I want to knock him out. But it'll probably go to the ground, which I'm fine with.
And then when we're talking about you, 3 of the last 4 wins, rear naked chokes. And the only time it wasn't a rear naked choke, you didn't have the ability to sink it in. It was an all-striking affair.
Yeah.
So what's with that, the rear naked choke? Has it just been coming? Is it something that you've been really working on your back control? What has it been?
Oh, man, that's just always been kind of my move. Just from wrestling, I can get your back from just about any scramble. I don't know what it is, but it's true. It's my talent, if you will, and especially you add some punches in there and get you all discombobulated and whatnot. It's pretty cool, so it's a lot easier. And I find, especially, if you're fighting like a real warrior, they're not going to give that up, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of these guys, if they're senseless, if they're thinking anything when they tap, it's let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I put a pretty good beating on them. So, that's why I need to step up. That's why I need to go to the next level. Just saying.
have some of these submissions came from you think that your striking's improved so much that you've hurt them so bad that they've lost those wits, and it's that much you're still fully there and you're able to sink things in when they can't stop them?
Man. I feel my last few have just been like the second I get their back, it's done. And I feel like that's from getting hit a lot. Especially my last one. My last one on Access TV for Titan. It was a minute 32 or something like that, I think. I hit him with 3 knees real bad. And yeah, I mean, he was bleeding, soaking blood. I mean, at that point, if you're thinking anything, it's let me get out of here, Talking
about the last fight, did you think he was ever going to throw a punch at you? It was double legs the whole time. It was avoiding the takedown. It seemed like a pretty one-sided affair in the terms of how the fight was playing out.
Yeah, I confused him. Talking to him after the fight, he expected me to be a lot more, he's obviously seen me fight, tap gloves, and come out to bang, which was my last televised fight, so I mean, it would make sense that he saw that. That one was a little bit more personal. I kind of felt disrespected in that fight, so I stepped out to fight. Like, let's go, let's bring it. In this fight, it was a little bit different. I was trying to use my brain, trying to use my reach, and all these new skills that I've been learning. So yeah.
And then we've got that. We've seen you twice, big spots on Access TV. Now, some smaller shows, you're main eventing. Talk about all these progressions and everything that's going on right now for you as it's coming together as a fighter as you're growing.
Oh man, dude, it's so nice. I've made it through, these past 4 years. I've been a pro fighter for 5, doing this for 6. This is my 7th year doing it. Man, these last 4 have just been blood, sweat, and tears. Like, I liken it to Shawshank Redemption, crawling through that pipe. He had to crawl through a mile and a half of sewer to get out into the rain and be free. And I feel like that's been my life for like the past 2, even 3 years, man. And right now, I just popped my head out and the rain is coming down. And I'm like, I can't even believe it, man. I've been putting in hard work every day. Like I said, blood, sweat, and tears. And finally, I'm starting to reap the benefits. I'm getting good sponsors that take care of me, sponsors that see, my potential. I got good coaches that care about me, see my potential. Man, everything's starting to happen. I'm starting to get the ball rolling, and it's amazing. It feels great. I'm not there yet. I haven't even begun to start. Let's be real about it. I'm still going. But it's getting so much easier every day. I'm still struggling, but man, it's nowhere near it was last year. Nowhere near it was 2 years ago. Like, I feel really good, man.
The first time we talked to you, you talked about the mental aspect of the game and taking what Kevin was doing in the gym and translating that into the fights. And you've been doing some sports counseling and stuff like that. How has that been going? Are you still doing that? And how did that change your perspective on your fight mentality?
Yeah, man. I realized, I knew it. I've known it like my whole career that I wasn't performing right in the spotlight, but I just didn't know what to do. I ran across sports psychologist Brian Kane. He's great. He works with GSP, Cowboy Donald Cerrone, a lot of other big names. And just like through that and finding out, oh, this is something I can do, to help better prepare me. It's just opened up a whole new world, just in a new way to prepare. It's still going really good. It's same stuff. It's kind of like now that I've learned how to get my mind right for the fight, it's like you don't have to work at it quite as much. I still do, but yeah, it's nice. It's like now that I've like reached my level of, I'm like my game zone, my match, where I'm at. Yeah, I still work it. That sounded horrible, but whatever.
You still got the highs and the lows. So throughout this career so far, what's been the biggest high?
Shoot, I like, my last fight was awesome. National television, putting out a kid from another big name gym, he was from Extreme Couture in Vegas. That's awesome. That's the type of fights we want. You know, we want to take people out from good gyms that people know in front of the whole country. You know, and I mean, like, you know, right now 7-fight win streak. We're gonna make it 8 soon. Man, it just keeps getting better. You know, so yeah.
That last fight for Titan, that was up a few pounds, right? Was that
Yeah, that was at 45, and so is this one, man. I can't find very many people to fight me at 35, which, I mean, I'm pretty big at 35, so, you know, that's going to be a next level thing, which is another reason why I need to get there.
So what has it done for you also, those positives taken away from these fights at 45, thinking, these guys can't take me down? Phillips last time, he was a wrestler, you said Extreme Couture, that pedigree, he was a little stocky guy, obviously the hips under yours, and you were able to defend those takedowns, create scrambles. What kind of confidence is that giving you?
Man, it's great, you know, and I mean, not only that is not having to cut weight is a big deal too. Just waking up, feeling fine, eating all the time. You know, that's always a huge one. You know, and like when I cut to 45, I still cut, but like 15 pounds maybe, which at this point in the game, that's nothing. You know, so you know, and that's also just like my pre-workout, my pre-camp diet too, just getting fat. You know, but the whole not cutting weight, I think, is huge. Which is really cool. And then, yeah, man, it's also, I believe, let's hope, man, when you look at my record, you see that, you know, I fight all over. I'll fight 35, 45, you know, this fight's at 150, catch weight, you know, I'll get all over, you know, and let's hope, you know, that I can still be stopping people at that weight, you know.
So is it one of those things where you kind of like this change of pace, or you hope or you can't wait for that time to move to the bigger show to get to that bantamweight to find those guys, because that's where you believe will be the ultimate, your peak performance?
Yeah, definitely. I mean that's why I started making the cut. Is I believe that's where I should be at, especially, you know, the way things are in the sport now. So yeah, that'll be nice when, you know, you don't have to worry. Oh, well, I can't find a fight at 35. Okay, I guess 45. Are there any 45ers who'll take it? You know, I mean, so, you know, that'll be nice for sure. But, you know, that'll come when it comes.
That Access TV fight on Titan, that was just 3 months ago. So you've been able to stay pretty consistently busy, and sometimes in bigger organizations, you know, things are spanned out a little more. That's not possible. So what's at least the good side of being able to stay that active?
Man, fighting keeps my life together, like straight up. Like if I don't have a fight, my life kind of starts to crumble. I don't know what it is, but just, you know, the idea of somebody at this date is going to be punching me in the face, it just snaps my brain into gear, and I just, you know, get everything together. I'm on point, man. Like when I have fights lined up, it could be in 6 months, but hey, I have that fight. Like, I don't know, it like takes me out of la la world, you know. Like I mean, if I'm not fighting, I can go to the gym and not like be a member of society, you know, like have no clue what day it is, or, you know what I'm saying, like, because I don't have to do that, man. All I do is stay at home on my couch, hang out, and work out, you know. Like I don't need to know what day it is all the time, you know. But having fights, you know, like I said, kind of takes me out of like la la land, and you know, it just gives me the motivation to just stay on point. So that aspect of it. The other aspect is, man, I just like to fight. It keeps me like normal and sane as a person. It keeps me happy. Everything's good. Keeps money in my pocket. And also, it doesn't give me time to overthink everything. You know, I'm a really mental person. So you give me enough time, I can mentally outthink myself sometimes. So I like to just keep it rolling. And yeah, man, I'm trying to put in the work. I'm trying to pay all my dues. I'm trying to get my dues paid up. I'm trying to start, you know, making money and start, you know, doing big things.
Talked about having some slight problems finding fights. Obviously, you're finding fights, but having some problems with it. Thought about taking to the Chow Sudden-esque type roof and just start calling out the first guy. Come on!
Yeah, man. So I've been thinking about this for probably the last year. Is I would really like to be able to be me, and so I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm a pretty funny, humble guy. You know, I mean, I'm not too bad. So I would like to still be humble and cool and nice, but like still call people out, and I just don't think that's possible, man. Like, it's, you know, and also, like, at this point, I have to have a promoter, you know, that's willing to let me fight anybody and just, you know, start calling people out. At this point, I'm not ready for that. Once I'm in like a set division with these are the people in this division, that's a different story. Right now, it's like I could call out anybody, and that doesn't mean anything, you know. Just because I'm calling someone out, you know, it doesn't mean nothing.
Well, let's talk about some lighter topics. We know you're a fun-loving Ninja Turtle fan.
Heck yeah.
So what was the last addition to the collection?
I got a big head, like not the bobblehead, but the big head. Raphael popped it in my. Oh wait, that's not the last one. I think I got some boxers since then. But anyway, yeah, man, I got Raphael, the big head, and then I super glued some Velcro, and then I put it on my truck bed, and so now Raphael's just chilling on my airbag. We're just hanging out, me and Raph just chilling, you know. It's just how we do. It's just teammates, you know. Nobody messing with my clique.
So the Ninja Turtle thing, is that something like I'm going to devote something every win to my little addiction, or is it just kind of when you see something you're like, oh yeah? Yeah,
I mean, sometimes it's just like, let's be honest, man, I only have money when I win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, us fighters aren't really known for being the best, you know, with money, so let's be honest, I have to win to have it. So yeah, that's a huge thing. It's probably because I buy too much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff when I win, but I don't have any later, you know? But yeah, man, and it's super cool now. I'm getting to the point where, like, you know, everybody knows it, and so that's just what people give me. Somebody sees a turtle thing, you know, they give it to me, so that's cool, you know? I like it.
So what's the coolest thing you've been able to buy with a winning for yourself?
Well, I mean, I bought a truck, like, you know, I mean, in 2010, which, I don't know if that's the coolest thing, but I mean, I still have it. It got me here. It gets me back home. You know, I mean, it gets me everywhere. So, I mean, I guess I have to see my truck, you know.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking?
Yeah, for sure, man. I got the good model, you know.
So, from when you've started fighting to where you are now, why you fight? Has those reasons changed? Has the love of fighting changed? Can you talk a little bit about that?
So, there was never a point, there was never like a moment where I had a conversation with myself that this is what I was going to do. The second, you know, like there was never that, oh, okay, well, I guess this is what I do now. No, it's like the second I found out that was a viable option, the second I found out that this was an option for my life, it was, you know, it was full. I mean, I used to smoke cigarettes, I used to do all this crazy stuff. The second I found out that I could get a fight and this could be my life, I never looked back, man, and I still never have. It's been a long, hard road, and it's still got. I mean, I got a lot longer to go, man. And it's not going to get any easier. It's you know, they say more money, more problems. So I mean, it's probably just going to get worse and worse. I'm so passionate about this sport that my love and my thoughts and my feelings, they come from many different angles. From being a fan of just this sport, from thinking of this sport as like a savior of my life, from thinking of this sport as a fighter, from thinking of this sport as a person who trains with fighters. You know, I have so many different areas that, so it's really hard, like, to have like a one set opinion or one set, this is how I feel, because there's so many different factors going into it, and those factors change all the time. Having said that, it's gotten a lot harder. It's a job now. You know, this sport's super political, very political, and not only just the sport, everything about it, your training, all this stuff, it's real cliquey, all, you know, I mean, and this is a job, and I'm doing a damn good job, and I'm going to keep doing a job. But yeah, you know, it's changed from a thing that, you know, it's changed from a thing that used to just bring me happiness, and now it's like a need. It's like, you know, I used to be the recreational user, la-di-da, and now I'm the smacked up junkie. Like, I have to have this. MMA is my life, you know? And, yeah, I mean, the good and the bad. You know, it's part of it. And a lot of people don't know what I mean when I say that. You know, just the average watchers, you know, they don't understand the political. They have no clue what I'm talking about when I say that. But it's the truth, man. And this is my life, and whatever, you know, I'm gonna live with it and deal with it. You know, it's nothing I had a choice over. You know.
So you said that you fell in love with this the moment you found out you could do it and make a living at it.
Yeah.
So what was that moment? When did you find out? Were you watching it? Did somebody tell you it? Were you at a live event? What happened?
So, I mean, I had said, you know, all my friends who've been around me since 16, 17, I've been saying, oh, that's something I'd really like to do. Oh, I think I'd be good at that. You know, and then, you know, I mean, I remember watching like Chuck and Tito fight, and still being like, oh man, that's something I'd like to do. You know, I mean, at that point in the sport, it was a lot smaller. You know, and I had no clue how to get into it then, and it just fell in my lap. It fell in my lap. I had you know, some problems. I wound up moving back home with my parents. I was working at a gas station that I grew up, you know, right down the street from. You know, I was just like there. This kid walked in, told me he was a fighter. I asked him if he could line me up a fight, and I mean, yeah, man, like I said, I never looked back from there. It's all just history, you know.
So now you talk about recently been rolling, training, Grace at the Jiu-jitsu, Gracie Jiu-jitsu.
Heck yeah.
Is that your first time in a traditional martial arts setting, putting on the gi, having the belt kind of system?
Yeah, man, ever. That stuff's expensive. That stuff's super expensive, and I'm poor. I'm a poor folk. My nickname's Hillbilly. Come on, folks. Like, I don't have money. Let's be real about this. That's why I fight. You know, but so yeah, man. I never put on a gi, done anything, and I freaking love it. It's super awesome. It helps my style. I can just grab. Oh wait, I can grab onto you here. Like, oh, that's super cool. I really like it. And not only that, it's tightening up my game for MMA. And like I say, yeah, man, that's all I've really been doing is I've just kind of, you know, at the beginning of the year, I was working on my boxing. That was the point of expertise I wanted to get better in. You know, I worked all year on that. Now, kickboxing and jiu-jitsu were my things that I wanted to finish the year working on. And that's what I've been doing. So it's awesome, man. I really like jiu-jitsu a lot.
Been a busy year and looking to keep it an undefeated year on November 22nd. Got the main event. The event is
Whiskey Wild Showdown in Columbia, Missouri. Whiskey Wild. If you're in that area, MidwestFightLeague.net. You can get tickets. Please come out and you know, support the home team. It's support your local fighters. You know, it's awesome. So yeah, man, I'm really pumped. Gonna fight in front of my pops. Yeah, woo! Gonna go see my dad and hang out with my family and my friends. So I'm real excited.
Oh, and then I forgot this. Saw it on Facebook. Got to tell us about you and your dad and popping his tattoo cherry.
Oh heck yeah, man! Heck yeah! So right before I moved out here in 2011. Me and my dad, we were having, you know, we were drinking a bottle of whiskey on the porch I grew up on, you know, kind of just looking out everything, and I was just asking him about life, you know, like what's the most important thing, like what do I need to be doing, man? I'm leaving, you know, like I'm embarking on like a for real journey, you know, like help me out, man, give me some advice, old man. And you know, he just looked at me and he was like, man, you know, you alone can make life produce for you. He's like, you know, take every experience you can, you know. He's like, just make sure you squeeze everything you can out of life. And so we got the tattoo, squeezed it, and yeah, I made him promise that night. I was like, dude, we're going to get that tattoo. Like, heck yeah, that's awesome, you know. And then so, you know, a couple of years later, we got it done, man. And he loved it. It's awesome. 57 maybe? 57 years old, got his first tattoo. I'm pretty sure we're getting more when I go back in town. I got that shop sponsoring me. Thank you, by the way. And yeah, man, I got that shop sponsoring me. Super nice people at Stone Crow Studios in Columbia, Missouri, man. They're awesome. So yeah, man, I'm pretty sure me and my pops are going to get some more ink.
So that was really cool, the bonding experience and everything with you two. That all worked out great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. It was super cool, man. Super cool.
Had to ask about that, saw that, and now last thing, give you a moment. I know there's a ton of people to thank.
Heck yeah, of course, man. I gotta thank to start out with Lisa Gore. She's my creative marketing director. She handles pretty much all my business. She talks to everybody because I just want to smile and knock people out. So that's super cool. Love you, Lisa. Chris Luttrell, thank you so much. All your insight and wisdom. Ray Yee, Albuquerque Kickboxing, been really stepping up my striking game. Danny Romero at Danny Romero's Hideout. Boxing, man, world-class boxing, super awesome. Jackson's MMA, of course, thank you, Greg, all those people. Mama D's Dungeon, thank you so much, Mama, I love you. I got Black Rifle LLC, and thank you for supporting me there. And Heart of America Athletic Training Center, the home of Hewlett House Gym, that's my original gym. They got a new facility, it's super cool. I want to thank Stone Crow Tattoo Studios, Bell to Bell Impact. Man, pretty sure that's it. Pretty sure that's it for the most part. Heck yeah. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the support. Once again, you're making my life so much better. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the time and best of luck.
Awesome. Thank you, Micah.